and welcome to Stay with Stacey. This is definitely not your usual Stay with Stacey video, but in preparation for our next trip, we are busy packing some of our favorite books and I thought I might share them with you. So over the years, we have built up quite a collection. Most of them have been passed on from my side of the family. We have a massive collection of different books. I really enjoyed these type of books. I didn't grow up reading all sorts of like romance books, novels and sci-fi or fiction or whatever. I grew up reading books about wildlife, and if there were any story books, it was these kinds of books. These are the kinds of books I grew up with. We also grew up with many different types of animal and wildlife, frogs and bird books and so on. I remember one year my gran had just bought a new frog book, and we would run around outside at night collecting frogs, and we would take it to her very carefully and show her the frog, and then she'd have to go in the book and identify the frog for us. We would take the frog back safely. My gran was very strict with us so that you do not harm any animal, whether it be a spider, frog, whatever. I was that weird kid that loved going catching frogs and like identifying them. But yeah, so storybooks. One of my favorite storybooks growing up was this storybook, The Game Ranger. So there are 78 stories. So it is all real stories of game rangers, so stories that they have actually written, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I absolutely loved this book growing up. I think it was really my favorite book. You can see it's gone through quite a bit of wear and tear. It's quite old. I think it was one of the first books that I read as a kid. Absolutely loved this book. It's really one of my favorites. We loved reading these stories of game rangers growing up, and for years and years there hadn't been a book like that. In 2018, Rikus and I went to the Kruger just after getting married, and there was this new book that was released that I'd heard a lot about, but then it was in the Kruger, in the park shops, and it's this 101 Kruger Tales. So I'd heard quite a bit about this book, and I heard that they had released it, and then when we got to the Kruger we saw it in all the park shops. For some other reason I was just drawn to this book. So every time we were in a park shop I would go to this book and just like page through it, and it just reminded me so much of the books that I grew up with. And it's just like ordinary tales from ordinary people. It was my birthday coming up soon. My birthday is in December for those that have watched our videos. My birthday bushwalk vlog. Rikus saw me going to this book every time we went to the park shop, so he decided to buy it for my birthday for me. So we went back home. I was with my family for my birthday, and Rikus gave me this book, and there was a friend that joined us that has never been to the park, has never been to any game reserve. So my mom said, oh, let's choose a random story and read this story to them. And I was busy going through the title, trying to pick a story to read for them. I got to this one story number 46, and it says Crouching Leopard Silly Fool. I was like, wow, that sounds like something that our family has been through. So if you go and look at our first introduction video, you'd see I pretty much grew up in the park. We spent every holiday, every second that we had free in the park. And we had this combi, so we would always go to the park with my mom and my dad, my grandpa, grandma and my two brothers. So we would all get into the combi and we would go on family holidays together. It was really special growing up like that. This topic sounded like something that we had been through. So yeah, unfortunately my granny passed away in 2015. My opa passed away in 2018, just after Rikus and I got married. But then we went to this story, I opened it up and I saw it was written by Lorraine Melenzi, which is my granny. It was such a special moment. None of us had known that she had written the story and sent it in. I mean, this book was released in 2018 and she had died 3 years before this book was released, so I don't even think she knew that her story was in the book. Yeah, so special. So not only do I love this book and love all the stories, but it has sentimental value to it. It was absolutely amazing. So if you have this book, please go and read story number 46 that is written by my granny. It's a story that we went through together, and yeah, It's just, I can't believe it. I can't believe that how you were drawn to this book in the park shop and eventually finding out that my granny actually wrote the story. And like, we were so shocked. I think immediately my mom hopped online and ordered herself a book. Can you believe it? Like, none of us knew. I don't think we would have ever known that she had written the story if it wasn't for Rikus and I going to the Kruger that year and just being drawn to this book. Sorry Ricky, but I don't think you'll ever be able to top this birthday present. It's the most special birthday present ever, and he didn't even know how special it was when he bought this book. Go and read the story. It's a pretty cool story of, well, not so cool, about a silly fool, like the title says, that got out of his car at a leopard sighting while we were there. Like, the leopard was right next to the road and we saved his life. He riled us. He shouted at us for ruining his photo. And we saved his life and he shouted at us for ruining his photo. So anyway, this is really a special book, and if you have it, let me know in the comments below, and go read the story. Go read the story and let me know what you think about it, and tell me what is your favorite park book. This was always my favorite, not anymore, sorry. You've been demoted to this book. Then this is a deck of cards. We love games, so Rikus's parents bought me this set of cards for my birthday one year, and it's got all the different South African birds on them. Love that. So we always take that with us when we go on a trip. And then we always have our bird books with us. This is my favorite bird book, but we don't really use it that much anymore, to be honest with you. Technology has taken over. We have the Sassel bird app on our phone. So it's not the best bird app in the world. I think our next purchase will be the Robertson's bird app, but the Sassel does its job, does everything we need. And we have our list on there, our lifer list, and I'm not keen to get a new bird app because then we have to start our list again. So yeah, we'll see. And then the last book that I absolutely love is this Game Ranger in your back pocket. So we always take this book with us to the park. It doesn't have all the animals in it. It just has a couple of like common animals: birds, snakes, spiders, frogs, insects and grasses and trees and so on. But it gives you the most interesting facts. Interesting facts, not your everyday. Love that. When I went to the Kruger for the first time with Rikus, he called me Chappy Facts. I think you guys know the chappies always have the facts on the inside. So he called me Chappy Facts because I loved all these facts about animals, and I had all these facts about animals that I would just like bombard him with. So this book is great for Rikus because now he knows more about the animals than I do because he knows all these facts. He's a very good learner. I learned those facts over years and years. He would take like one day to read this book and then he knows all the facts. Yeah, he's one of those guys. But yeah, just a quick short video to tell you what is my favorite books. If you have a favorite book, please drop a comment telling us what is your favorite book. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit that button, like this video, and drop a comment telling us what is your favorite book. Okay, bye.